The flight deck, we start with these two pieces, and that's up. This forms the floor of the flight deck, and you'll notice there's a gap.
Yes.
Okay, the gap is, this is the gap filler. And you see there's a wall here?
Yep.
No wall here. That's what this is. These three pieces form the floor. That's what this is. And then on either side of the floor, you have one of these guys. And all the shapes, for the most part, have been wherever this joining surface, if it needs to be beveled, it already is.
Okay.
So this simply fits to the perimeter of the floor on the back side. See that?
Yep.
So you get a little reveal over here next to my right thumb.
Yep.
Okay. Same thing on the left-hand side. Here's the finished assembly. You can see that reveal I was talking about on both sides, and how everything is as close as possible to the outer edge.
Yep.
Okay. Now, the other piece that is at work here is the join between this and this. Oh, this has been bent. Well, it won't matter. It's glued into place. This doesn't have the proper type of registration. In other words, it sits sloppy in here. But what is supposed to happen is the oh, I've got the wrong piece. This thing. This edge here, where it's got that little flat,
yep,
is supposed to tuck underneath that cast feature of this wall. So it goes like this. See that?
Yep.
There used to be a piece that went in this vertical area. That is something that got eliminated, but that vertical area is still there. So you can just leave it because it doesn't look bad. And also, the thing to note is you will almost never see this.
Right.
Because it's so far above, this thing fits thusly. This is what captures around the window. Okay? This may not really fit very well right now, but you see how high up this is from where you can actually look in from the window on the outside? You really have to really on purpose look up there to see it, and you really can't see it all that well. I mean, it's the kind of thing.
As soon as you can, it's gone.
Yeah. Of course, having that bit of flash in there doesn't help. But anyway, I put it there because it's supposed to be there.
Yeah.
It doesn't help matters at all. And to make matters even worse, you've got this thing which sits on top of it. So that you have the whole thing there. Okay, now in the printed materials, you have this sheet with these little horseshoe shapes.
Right.
You only need one of these things, but you've got two in case you goof the cut, because that goes around this door feature. There's another piece I have to look for that isn't a full sheet in here, but I've given you reference photos. These are the instrument panels in the flight deck, and they get cut out and applied to these surfaces. Only these surfaces are white. In the film, there are these light panels.
Oh, yeah,
okay. I didn't make those because you're not going to see them, and they aren't what light up. They don't light up anything. They're just there for looks. I mean, literally on the set, they didn't light up anything. They just were there to be lit up. So anyway, these are the printed panels, and you don't have to backlight these. The indicator lights are nice and dull the way they were on the set. So they look like they're self-illuminated, especially the white ones.
Yeah.
But you don't need to backlight this, which is why I just put it on photo paper. You paint the floor black, because it's supposed to be Velcro, as well as the treads on these steps on each side. This floor here is black, as well as this ledge on top here is black. And then this business here, is padding, is white. The rest of the flight deck, let me share. Okay, this is where I had to get really creative, because what was seen on the film can't fit into the model. This is the floor piece. This is the back wall of the area behind the flight deck where the brain room is. And the elevator door. In fact, that's the elevator door.
Okay.
So, to this side goes this wall. And this is the side that has the brain room door. That goes there. And this doohickey winds up. Okay, this assembly is designed not so that it locks together without any glue, but when you're gluing it together, it all locks. There. So the back wall captures the top and the two sides, and the top captures the two sides. This side is wider than this side, so that's why this piece only goes on one way, but it has to be on, and it fits underneath that place where the back wall captures it. And the reason for this hole here is you want light to come down through here, and this then fits into the space behind the flight deck.
Nice.
Now, the thing that's abbreviated here is if you go do some research, like in the Bizonnet book, you'll find the blueprint for that area behind the flight deck. And you'll notice it's got a few more sections to it. That would not fit inside this model. It's too deep. So I just put the important stuff in here. Now, what you're not seeing here is what I have here. This is the whole thing glued together. And there is a detail part that is going to come with the kit that duplicates. Sorry, I should have left this out. This is a photograph that I've very rarely seen, but what it's showing is it's taken in that space behind the flight deck, and there are all these things in here which I'm guessing are circuit breakers, even though they look like rocker switches. And this picture is from the Taschen book that covered all of Kubrick's films. And I tried to find this image elsewhere and I couldn't find it. So maybe I'm just worrying too much, but these things are all over the walls inside the space that we're now talking about. So I had these panels made, and if you look at that little yellow one in there, you can see how there is a lot of detail there.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is something that I'm providing in the kit that people may or may not want to put on the wall, because it's going to be so far inside. Oops. It's going to be so far back inside there, it's just going to look like solid square panels. But I won't know that until I've actually put a light back here. So anyway, the other thing you have to do is you have to put something back here to block that up, because it's not supposed to be a through opening. It's just an inset in the wall. And of course, on the brain room door, you want to put some aluminum foil. So anyway, that's the flight deck. Oh, the flight deck
seats? Or?
Yeah, they're here. The other thing I wanted to point out is that this is how I've painted the flight deck walls. Everything above this joint gets painted black, everything below gets painted white. Because when you cut those panels out and stick them on the wall, if they don't quite meet, if this is black, you won't see it.
Right.
Plus, you're looking through the window, something that's this wide, trying to see detail here and here.
You're not gonna. Yeah.
Well, you'll see it if you really want to look. But the fact of the matter is, in this position here, there should be these instrument panels, because the window's up here.
Right.
So you should be able to see these things plus this wall if you're really looking like out through this window into here.
Mm-hmm.
Then that's I don't know what you want to call it, but I don't have it.
Little scratch building.
Yeah. Okay. Now the seats, the seat blocks have. This is the little upholstered part that gets put on here, like so. And there are two of these. They're identical. There are two of these that are left-right. You can see how one side is flat, the other side's angled, and they're opposite each other. These get put into place. Okay, here's the way it fits. The rear of the seat goes to this line here, and it fits this way. It overhangs, believe it or not. And there is there's a little spacer that looks like padding that goes between the seats, and it should be here, but I don't think it is. Anyway, that's how you know when you got the seats in the right position, is the spacer is doing its job. It's against both seats. So they're going to sit, I can't get my hands out of there, sorry.
No worries.
They're basically going to sit like that.
Okay.
And so why they made these overhang into that space, I don't know, but that's what they really do. It's really interesting. Okay, so that's the end of the flight deck, I'm pretty sure. Oh, now inside the shell here, you will notice these cuts in the window space. There's 4. There's one here that seems to be occluded by these bubble things. Same thing over here. But this is where a vertical goes through the window space. So it's got 4 divisions,
Right.
5 panels, 2 outer, 2 inner, and 1 center. And so those 5 panels are delineated by the 4 posts that you see here, which when they're in. But they fit into these grooves. So you just need to know that so that you know what's supposed to go there. Okay, I think that's it, except to say this. If you want to, you can elect to install the neck into the collar without using this thing. Except you're going to wall mount it, and you're probably going to need to want to get inside it somehow, and that's exactly what that's for. Is because on the actual big Discovery, this piece and this piece stay on the model, so that when you give the whole command module a twist and pull on it, it disengages from the collar. And then you can reach in from here, and that's, if you power it by battery, that's really the only reason you want to have it to be easily accessible. Otherwise, this hasn't been sanded yet, so this may not mate properly, but otherwise you can just mount this to this by whatever means you want. You don't have to use this.
Okay.
So,
sweet.
I think that's it. There is no pilot figure, and there are no hanging spacesuits. I plan on having both, but I don't have them yet.